Rafa was crazy like that, and I guess it was because he did so much coke he would get paranoid.
He was just a little guy that was kind of crazy. You know, you had to be a little leery of him because he would get high. He'd smoke the shit. He would take like half of the tobacco of the cigarette, put cocaine in it, a little tobacco back in, and smoke it. One time, a trip was on for Saturday, and some kind of problem had come up, and I needed one more day. Max was out of town, so I get to Max's house, and I go into the dining room. Rafa was there, sitting at the head of the dining room table. I thought it was marijuana, but it turned out not to be. A circle about this big and about that high, and he's using like a credit card or something to keep it, you know, in shape. What it is, it's the tobacco from a cigarette. There's been so many cigarettes that he actually has a pile of tobacco this big. Now, he's had that much to smoke that there's that much tobacco. And I'm going, whoa. And he's like drooling, and the people are there all scared to death of him because he could say something and somebody would be history. And I go, oh, and I don't speak Spanish, and I've got to try to tell this guy who's hired a kite that we need one more day. I ended up having to get Max's son, which I really didn't want to do because the kid was only like 14 years old, to translate for me and to make sure that somebody there would call, because I don't want to send my plane the next day and there's nobody there. He was in one of his binges, and those were when you had to be afraid of him. It was amazing. Here's a guy that made so much money.
Rafa really controlled almost every kilo of coke that came into this country through the people from Medellin. There was nobody higher than him for the Medellín Cartel in this country.
He was a little Napoleon. I often wonder how much money, if somebody had been fairly sharp, could have possibly made instead of some guy who was, you know, a drug addict.